righty, let's get started.
Sweet.
Wrapping up a long set here, right here at KPFT Houston, 90.1 FM. There's also 89.5 in Galveston, 91.9 in Huntsville. We're also streaming online at kpft.org. We're on the TuneIn Radio app as well, the Pacifica Radio app too. Hope you guys are doing well and staying safe out there during this coronavirus pandemic. And we are in our membership drive. We're looking for your call and support to help keep this community radio station on the air for another 50 years. The phone number to call is 713-526-5738. Feel free to help the mission of this community radio station. So starting us off on this set, we heard one from Marcy Grace. Her song was called Like I Do. I want to thank our friends over at Generate Promotion for letting us know about Marcy Grace. We also in the set heard one from the Bottle Rockets. The song was Maybe Tomorrow. And people have this mentality where they say, maybe tomorrow I'll make a donation. Somebody's going to make a donation now. I'll wait until tomorrow. But the thing is, it doesn't happen like that. We are waiting for you right now. 713-JAM, KPFT. We also in the set heard a unreleased song from Brothers Osborne off their new album coming out in October. And the last song we just heard was one by RōZY, and the song was Come As You Are. And we heard one from RōZY. The song was Pretty Little Lies. And I was looking at the playlist, and we've been playing their music since October. And I realized they still have not come on the air here. And so I said, I'm going to see what I can do, and I'm going to invite them on. And joining us via the virtual web, we have Zoe and Molly Flores of RōZY, welcoming them to the KPFT airwaves. How's it going, guys?
Hey, we're doing good. How about yourself?
I'm good. I'm doing pretty good. I'm just everything's working from home, and here I am.
Yeah.
How's everything going for y'all during this coronavirus time?
It's a little pretty good. It's a little different, yeah.
Just getting used to not playing shows anymore as much.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, so how often would you guys usually play shows, like, in a non-coronavirus time?
So, like, last year we did for around, 100, and, this year we done, 5.
We've literally done 5.
Wow.
It's insanely crazy.
It's weird.
That's like a big jump right there to be like, I have so many shows, and now it's like there's nothing. And and I mean, I don't know if y'all have this, but I know there's so many people who have stage fright when they're just getting started. And then, and now that you guys aren't having shows, then it's going to be like when you guys finally start getting back into shows, it's like, wow, this is a change.
Yeah,
right,
for
exactly,
sure.
Yeah.
And when Charlie joined, we've only had about 4 or 5 shows with him in total as well.
Mm-hmm.
So he hasn't even gotten the full band experience
vibe
with everybody. Yeah.
That's awesome. And so, can you guys talk a little bit about the song "Pretty Little Lies"?
Mm-hmm. So, "Pretty Little Lies." When I wrote the song, I'm a words person, so when I was writing it. I was kind of writing it from a point of view to where I was going through messed up times with a toxic relationship, as one tends to get themselves into. I just kind of was done with it and was very much, at the end of the day, you're not good for me. This is not where I need to be. I need to, really revalue myself and put myself and have higher standards than where I'm at right now, because that's just not it, chief, And if you listen to the song, it actually sounds like the person who's singing it saying I'm no good for you for that person, when in reality it's actually the other way around, because the other person just couldn't take it, saying if I were to say I'm sorry, look, it's not me, it's you,
right?
It's no, it's not you, it's me. But if you really look at the words, it's actually you, So that's that was my whole meaning behind Pretty Little Lies. And it is a lie, you're in love with the concept of someone, or the thought of love itself, and you try to force it onto something that you think, oh yeah, it's gonna work, but it ends up really not working out. And yeah, so that was the whole preface of the whole thing. Pretty Little
I
Lies.
mean, let's talk a little bit about how you guys got started. How long have you
Yeah.
guys been playing together?
Me and her has been like 10 years. And that's from like picking up the instruments, like learning how to play and playing in little bitty coffee shops with like no one around.
Yeah, we played as we learned as we played.
Yeah.
We didn't like just say we're gonna take like a year, learn all this. That did not. We were
we just kind of
jumped
into it.
Well, I mean, so how did you guys start playing? Like, what was it that decided to make you say, I'm just gonna learn to play guitar. I'm just gonna learn to play drums.
Yeah. Well, we had a babysitter who had the game Rock Band. And that's basically how we started. Zoe would always do like the guitar and like sing. Yeah, and then I just did the drums because like that's what they had, and and as soon as my mom saw that I had a little interest in like playing the drums, she immediately went out and got me like a cheap good drum set from like the pawn shop, and then literally like the next day, and then my sister was like, I don't want to be left out.
I didn't
And so she was like, and so I don't know if you asked for a guitar.
I was like, I don't want to be left out, and she was like, yeah. She's like, well, what do you want to play? I was like, I guess a guitar, that would be cool. And she goes, all right, well, I'm gonna go get it. She's like, you learn how to play it. And I was like, okay. And for some reason I had always assumed if you play guitar you automatically have to sing. I don't know why. That's not that you don't have to, but I did. Yeah, and so that's kind of how that all fell into place.
And it isn't easy to learn how to play an instrument. There's so many people where they're like, oh, it looks so easy. These professionals on stage just make it look so flawless.
Yeah, when I was younger and I was learning how to play, I would purposely like at the beginning because, I was like 10 or 11 at that time, and I would hide my guitar, and my dad would be like, all right, it's time to go practice. I'm like, oh, but Dad, I don't know where my guitar is at. And he would look at me and just like be like, how stupid do you think I am? And he'd go to my closet and he'd open the closet door and my guitar would be in there. I was like, oh, how'd that get there?
There it is.
Right.
Awesome. And so how did you guys go from there, from actually, learning to play the, instruments, to then deciding, hey, let's become a band?
Right. It was actually her idea.
Yeah. I always wanted to be a rock star. I was like, yeah, we're going to do this.
We straight up just like picked it up, and she was like,
let's be a band.
Let's just start a band. Yeah. And we were like, okay, like sure. And then we just started learning some songs, like really simple, easy,
like 4-chord songs,
beginner songs.
Yeah.
And then we started doing little coffee shops and stuff, and then like little bitty restaurants.
Because my dad was like, well, if you're gonna do this, you got to be comfortable being up on stage. And so we were like, okay.
Yeah.
And we like,
that was a big struggle because it was really hard. You're young, you're girls.
Yeah.
People don't expect much.
Yeah.
And so you go up there and you just play the 4 songs, and then get off.
Yeah.
What's the first show that you guys remember playing?
I remember.
Like official show or like
any show, or like
just in your mind when you think of the very first show that you ever played on stage somewhere, what comes to mind?
Think of we did a little donut shop. It was actually in Katy. It was called Dulce. I don't even know if it's still there.
I don't even know.
But that was like
literally like a tiny like
no bigger. Shop. Yeah,
there was like one person in there, and then our family. And that was it.
And I remember we played like Hazel. Was it Hazel Sister? Or was it?
It was Hazel Sister.
And I literally had the sheets, the music sheets in front of me with the chords on it, with the words.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I was like, and I'm playing, and I'm like, I don't remember the words. They're right in front of me, but I'm like, I don't remember the words. And so then I cry, and I run off the stage, and I go to the bathroom, and I start crying. And my mom's like, oh my gosh. So she goes into the bathroom. She goes,
and I'm just sitting there.
She goes, there are
my
people.
Drums.
She's like, there are people waiting for you out there. She's like, you better pull it together because I was
there's like 2 people there.
I mean, it was like our family.
I know.
But and I was like, yes, ma'am. It's all
and I can tell you, it is a lot of pressure when you're up there on stage. I can tell you that for sure. I've never played a show on stage, but I've had to go MC a show upstage.
Yeah.
And say, hey, come into the stage now. It's so-and-so. And I remember the very first time they told me I needed to do this, I was telling myself for 45 minutes before I went on stage, I said, I'm going to forget this dude's name.
Right.
And what did I do when I get on stage? I forgot his name.
No. It's totally okay, man.
We've all done it.
I've done that. Oh gosh.
Do you know how many shows we like forget the words?
Oh,
forget to our own song.
To our own songs,
like
man.
forget how the beginning goes.
Or the
chord,
like, yeah, it's
or
so,
start the other song and it's not even that.
Oh man, yeah.
So many times.
I love
it. Is super normal. So.
Yeah, it's fair.
So overall, how has the response been for your guys' songs that you put out so far? Because I know you guys just put out a cover of Nirvana.
Yeah, that's pretty much the only one we have out right now. So we're kind of just promoting that one, but people are loving it.
Yeah, we get a mixed response, but for the majority, it is people that love it. You know, you get those people that are like super like hardcore, like diehards Nirvana fans, and they're like, this is like trash. But I'm also like, it's okay because we get it. You know, it's like we're touching your baby.
Yeah,
you know. I feel like everybody has a soft spot for like that one band or that one thing. They're like, no one touches this. This is pure, you know. And when someone tries to get into like their territory, they're like, eh. But at the same time, it's like, hey, we're just, you know, we love what we do. We feel like we paid a respectful tribute or homage to them. And yeah, we love it. Everybody that we've like showed it to, and especially when we played it live, because we played it live for the past couple times we at least played live. Yeah, they've all loved it. And so to me, I'm like, that's what really matters, you know. Pretty Little Lies should be coming out in the fall, though, so hopefully.
Right on. And I heard that you guys are coming out with an album soon. Is that true?
You're working on it,
working on it. A little record.
Yeah. Either in the fall or the spring, but I think it's more the springtime is when we're doing it.
That's
so, like,
awesome.
Thank you.
Excited.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about, you know, what it's like being an independent artist, like during this coronavirus time, because I know a lot of times you guys rely on, you know, tips and stuff like that through the shows that you play. And now I know there's a lot of bands who are transitioning to like virtual shows. Have you guys done anything like that?
We've done like one, but even then it was like an acoustic.
It was for Maverick.
Yeah,
right?
it's for our, because we're endorsed by an apparel company called Maverick Apparel, and we did their first takeover on their website,
on their Facebook
page. Thank you. And that was pretty fun. I'm just not such a huge fan of the virtual. There's nothing that beats being at a live show, you know, or even being a performer. You know, you can play like to a computer, and you know thousands of people are watching, but at the same time, it's just
it's through a computer,
you know. And then you got to make sure all the you know, everything has to be perfect, and you know, there's nothing wrong with that because you know perfection is key. But it's just kind of, for me, playing virtually, it takes away from the enjoyment of like really getting to play in front of people.
And we really have lost out, like you said, on some
major
dough.
Yeah.
Like in March, we missed out on a lot of cash that we did need, especially for the Come As You Are thing and everything going forward. So it has been a little tough, but you know,
we're still trying to
get by.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like when you're playing shows in person, it's also the artists are feeding off of the reactions of the crowds too. 100%. So that's one thing.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, so tell the listeners a little bit of like, what is a RōZY show like? What can somebody expect?
Oh, okay. Well, a RōZY show. So it's very high energy.
Super high
There's like
energy.
never really a dull moment. Everybody in the band, we try to make it as fun and like jumpy. You know, we try to make it interactive. We have a lot of songs that like have a lot of callbacks, which are just like, you know, I sing this, you sing that, you know, or whatever, or clapping. We like to make sure that, you know, like you're up on your feet, you're not gonna be bored.
And there's always a cover up in there, so you'll know, you know, and it's usually like Barracuda or something.
Yeah, and like
that the type of crowd that we usually play for usually loves. So.
Yeah, and like now that we have the cover for Nirvana, that's always like
that's gonna be
in our roster for like ever. So yeah, we make sure
super
that
high energy.
Yeah, it's a fun time, and we like to keep it very clean. We know, like, you know, we have a lot of fans that are also very young, and you know, as kids, we like to make sure, not as kids, but when we were kids, you know, our parents made sure, you know, we didn't hear a lot of foul mouthing. And so, you know, for our shows too, we try to keep it as PG, like 13 as possible, you know, no cursing. Try not to
everyone can enjoy, really. That's really the point of it. So.
How supportive has y'all's family been for this whole process?
Oh my gosh, they are the band.
Yeah, really, honestly,
they are our support team
since like day 100%.
one.
Our dad's been our roadie. He still is our roadie. He helps with merch. whenever my dad's helping us set up or like tear down, my mom or our aunts will be over at the merch table. Yeah.
Everybody, aunts, uncles, they're all there at every show every single time. And we could not ask for better
support system at all.
Yeah, they are literally the best.
Yeah.
So this radio station, KPFT, it's a nonprofit radio station. It's been on the air since 1970.
Wow.
Believe it or not, the station has actually been bombed off the air twice by the KKK.
No way.
Yeah. And somehow, miraculously, the station is still surviving. And
that's awesome.
The only way that we survive is through listener contributions.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And
I wanted to know from y'all, I mean, why do you think somebody should donate to something like this?
Well, personally, I feel like, there are a lot of bands, like, we're grateful to have just gotten a record deal. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, even with that, we still have to make sure that we can promote everything to make bigger moves. Mm-hmm. And there are bands, like, especially in the Houston area, that, like, don't have a label. And it's harder for them to kind of get around. But the best way for them to get discovered is radio play. And, it's why stations like y'all's is so it's helpful for musicians.
It's so important
to find a home, on the radio. And without you guys, we wouldn't be able to get to have more people listen in. Like our management, once you played our song, our management and the record label were so excited.
They were thrilled.
And so I feel like people like definitely, if people like hearing up and coming bands and like supporting bands, y'all's radio station is definitely the way to go to help support by, making the contributions and whatnot.
So make them donations, people.
713-526-5738. That's the phone number to call. But thinking about it, it's so hard today to get your music played on the air because it's so unfortunate. I mean, it doesn't have to be that way because like y'all's cover of Nirvana, it's great because at the end of the day, it's your own cover of it and it's your own spin and it's, it's paying tribute to Nirvana at the same time. And it's so unfortunate that so many radio stations say, oh, you sound great, you look great, but we're not going to play it because, you're not signed by some huge record label or we don't think that it can bring in as much money as possible. I mean, have you guys dealt with that at all?
We haven't even been able to be in front of the big radio 104 stuff like that.
We're still just because we're still on the come up,
we literally rely on you, people, radio stations like you, and it's
it's been a little crazy.
Yeah.
Hopefully
thank God we haven't run into that yet.
Hopefully we'll make it
when
good,
we do. We're up there.
There you go. When you do, you'll thank KPFT for being that starting platform.
For real, thank you.
Because people always say we're donating. When they donate to the station, they're not donating for a station. They're donating to a platform for new bands just like y'all to have a shot on the FM dial.
100% true.
Yeah, man. Mm-hmm.
So talk a little bit about how y'all are now with Megaforce Records.
Shoot, we love them.
They're so supportive. They've got our backs. Missy, she's the owner of Megaforce Records. She definitely believes in us wholeheartedly, and like we couldn't thank her enough for taking a shot or taking a chance on having us be a part of their roster.
Yeah, it was really incredible because like we our manager showed her and her team basically a few like snippets of Come As You Are and of a few songs off of the album. Mm-hmm. And she loved it instantly. And we were not expecting that she immediately just like started promoting us and we sparked that interest in her, which was super, super awesome.
And it's cool because we're on a metal label, they have Metallica, Anthrax, Alien Ant Farm, all these heavy bands, which was like, oh, it's so cool. And then we're here.
We're like,
I mean, how does that feel though? Like to be like, wow.
It's crazy.
So we were not expecting that.
No,
like,
especially
all.
During Corona, because a lot of labels are kind of like we're on shutdown mode because of they have their own big artists to take care of,
and they've delayed stuff for them. Yeah. So why would they,
take a shot
on us.
A brand new band? Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's just one of those where it's like even more like we appreciate her even more for doing that during this crazy time. And it's cool too because it's like we're a little different than what her roster normally, consists of. So it's like, we have a little extra flair to bring to the label.
Yeah.
So when this coronavirus passes, what is the first thing that you guys are looking forward to do?
Touring.
Showing. Yeah, I want to do just some kind of show.
Some kind
I want
of.
to do a show where I don't have to worry about, hi, yes, oh, I can't shake your hand. Can you sanitize first, please?
We can do elbow bumps, right?
You know,
elbow
right?
bumps.
Yeah.
That.
I wanna really get back to like some. I know it probably may be the same, it may not be the same, but I really would like to just get back to doing our jobs and like entertaining
Hugging
people
people
and loving, and really like
meeting them afterwards.
Yeah,
and selling
I
their
miss
merch
that.
face to face, because that's such an experience in itself.
It
too,
is.
So.
Yeah.
What's the coolest show that you guys have ever done?
Probably.
Striper?
Do you think so?
Oh, yeah, honestly, yeah, for sure. When we played with Striper
Warehouse Live
last year, that was like insanely crazy.
It was so cool.
I almost cried up on stage. I was so teary. I was so like filled with emotion because Striper was the first band we ever saw live. Like my sister and I, my dad was a huge fan. We were like 8, 9, and 10.
Wow.
Yeah. And there's a photo. You could find the photo in our like Facebook.
In our Facebook, yeah.
But yeah, like our dad was like, you know, you want to go to a concert? We're like, yeah, we'll go to a concert. And it was at Scout Bar, like again back like 9 and 10, so about 10, 12 years
before
10, 11 years ago.
Before they remodeled.
Yeah, and you know we're like watching, and we're the youngest little kids there.
Yeah.
Little
we had to sit on bar stools because we were so short, and my dad made sure to get us little earplugs. And I was like, I was just like watching, and I was like, this is so wow, you know. And my dad was like, do y'all want to buy some merch? And I'm like, yeah, let's get some merch. And so we were going to the merch line, and they're like, oh, the smallest size we have is like an extra large, and we're like,
no.
And we're like walking.
We're like this.
These
It
big old
was so
shirts.
funny.
It was so.
It was so good. I still have both the shirts that we have from that show.
It
You
was
know,
just,
and it's always going to shows like that where it's like, I want to do something like that one day.
That was
And
the
here you are.
Yeah, that was,
Exactly.
and that's why to me it made it even more special. Yeah, I remember telling. Yeah, because we got to open up for them last year back in May. I remember telling people, you know, just like thanks for the opportunity to like let this happen, you know. And I'm like, you know, I'm kind of giving like a slight little backstory on it. And as I'm like doing that, I'm like kind of crying. I'm like tearing up because even Brandon's first show was the Striper show as well. So it was crazy how full circle that was. And I was like trying to like keep it together. I was like, all right, let's do it. I was like, okay, thank you. With that being said, let's go to Archer. 3, 2, 1, go. You know. So I was like, pull it together. And then I come to find out afterwards that Michael Sweet, the lead singer, he was like, yeah, I caught a couple of y'all songs. He's like, y'all are phenomenal. I was like,
which was so crazy. It was an
know?
awesome show. That was really cool.
Yeah.
Where can people find out more information about you guys or check out your music?
If you'd like to, you can check us out at RōZYofficial.com, and that's where you can find all of our socials and whatnot, and where we're playing next. If you'd like to check out our social media as well, you can find everything under the RōZY Official.
And what's something that you guys want people to know about y'all?
Well, we are sisters.
Yeah, we are sisters, that's for sure. And that no matter what, you know, like we no matter what kind of like challenges we face, you know, we're still here 10 years later,
literally,
you know. And it just goes to show that like you really can pursue your dreams no matter what if you really believe in it and you put the time and the effort into it. And no matter what, you know, we're all about empowerment. We are RōZY. RōZY is named after RōZY the Riveter. You know, we can do it. And she was all about girl power, and so we feel like that's what we stand for. You can do anything you put your mind to.
That was so good. I was like, we're sisters.
Yeah. You know, and right there, that is a reason of why people should give a donation to KPFT today. I mean, because I don't know where else are you going to hear an interview just like this and hear music from RōZY on the FM dial.
For sure, man.
So awesome.
Newly signed to Megaforce Records. Zoe and Molly Flores is here with us from RōZY. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to talk with us a little bit today.
Thank you so much. We really, really appreciate it, man.
We are honored.
And one last question. So if somebody came to you and said, you know, I want to start a band, but all the people around me are saying it's not worth it. It's too much work. It's not worth it. What would you say?
We
would say, yeah, we have had that a couple times.
To me, no matter what, just keep doing it. Even if you don't have to tell people that you want to start a band. You know, you just go out
Just
and
do it. That's what we did. I'm telling you, nobody expected us to keep on.
No,
Nobody.
in high school and in junior high, we always had people saying, "Oh, you're still doing that band thing?"
They always asked us, "Are y'all still?"
I'm like, bro, we post it every day.
like,
you see it, you know.
And so, literally, just go out and do it. It's not going to be super easy.
It's not.
It was not easy for us.
Yeah,
at times
we had some moments where we even doubted ourselves.
We literally almost quit a couple times.
Yeah,
like straight up. But don't quit. You cannot.
It's right in your grasp.
It's
when you think
right
that
there.
you're like almost like you're like,
when
I
you're
think I'm done.
Like,
you're
almost there, literally. And so
I would just say don't give up.
Yeah, just do it
and do it.
Nike.
You know, and what was you guys' reaction when you found out that KPFT was going to start spinning your music? This was a year ago. You know, this was coming up on a year ago before you guys were even signed with Megaforce.
We were like,
so
no
excited.
Way. Yeah, man.
We did not think we could, especially on our own.
Yeah.
Like, we straight up did that on our own.
Yeah, without a label.
Like, yeah, I know. If
it hadn't been for Alchemy Fitness.
I know, Alchemy Fitness. It was straight up, bro. Like,
we would have found you. And, you know, it was a very proud moment, you know, especially because we hadn't put out music since 2018,
literally,
you know, and we were kind of saving that music.
We've had it
since the summer of 2018,
yeah.
Or about 2018.
Yeah.
Right around there.
Yeah, right around there, you know.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we were just like, heck yeah. Now, it's not even out and it's already getting, like, airplay, you know?
Yeah. Super cool.
We really appreciated it.
Yeah. You know, and the fact is, I mean, this station, here in Houston, Texas, this is the 4th largest city in America. This isn't some small town. And for there to be a platform for new artists.
Exactly.
That in itself needs to stay alive. It's been here for 50 years.
Yeah, 100%.
Shoot, getting bombed.
For real.
Right.
That's awesome.
There's a testament.
I know, and you guys can get involved today. 713-JAM KPFT. And by the way, make sure that you announce that you're going to donate towards Mavericks Corner, because this right here is what shows management who is listening to Mavericks Corner. Yeah. And they might decide, you know, maybe there's another show that deserves a spot here on Wednesday afternoon. So this is where the listeners show up. 713-JAM KPFT. Zoe and Molly Flores is with us. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We appreciate it, man.
Well, I'm going to play one off of you guys. I'm going to play your cover of Nirvana now. This is, do you guys want to do the introduction for it?
Sure.
We can.
Let's do it.
Alrighty.
Say something like, you know, this is Zoe and this is Molly. We're from RōZY or something like that, and say, you know, and here's our new song.
Okay.
Cover Nirvana, something like that.
Okay. What's up, guys? It's Zoe.
And it's Molly.
We are RōZY, and you are about to listen to our single, Come As You Are by Nirvana.
Right on. And let's do another one. Let's do one of each of y'all where you're saying, this is Zoe, and you're listening to Mavericks Corner, or Zoe from, you know, RōZY, and we'll do one with you, Molly, as well.
Okay. This is Zoe from... One more time. Sorry. This is Zoe from RōZY, and you are listening to Mavericks Corner.
This is Molly from RōZY, and you're listening to Mavericks Corner.
And then let's do one with both of y'all combined.
All right. Ready? 1, 2, 3. This is Zoe.
This is Molly.
Just and Molly. 1, 2, 3. This is Zoe.
And Molly.
We're RōZY, and you're listening to Mavericks Corner.
Right on. All righty. Woo.
Cool.
Awesome.
That's awesome.